Hi there, I'm Michael Strange and I teach OnRamps Physics 1 as well as OnRamps Physics 2 and Physics C here at El Paso High. And I just wanted to give you an overview of the introductory course, which is Physics 1. This is an OnRamps course with the University of Texas. So OnRamps Physics 1 is an algebra-based course, so all we use is algebra. And this fulfills both a general physics requirement for college, or general science requirement, in fact, for college, as well as your science credit for high school. The topics that we cover are classical Newtonian mechanics, so looking at how things accelerate and fall. We look at projectile motion, just motion in general. At slow speeds, slow being less than 10% the speed of sound. So we're just Newtonian mechanics. Then we also look at waves and sound. So these are mechanical waves created like a pendulum, a mass on a string, or things attached to springs and how they move back and forth. We spend a little bit of time towards the end of the year looking at thermodynamics, or heat, and so that's just basically how does energy flow from one system to another, or into a system or out of a system. So it's a lot of the same content that you would take in a regular physics course, regular high school physics course, except the rigor is a little bit higher. So you'll be introduced to some college level expectations, and that's the benefit of taking the OnRamps course. The prereqs for this course are Algebra 1 and Geometry, so just Algebra 1. So if you took Geometry as a freshman, this is a good class to take as a sophomore. If you took Geometry as a sophomore, then join me as a junior. And of course, if you're a senior, feel free to jump right in, knock out some college credit before you leave for college. So what does the class actually get you credit for? So this is a dual enrollment class, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So you can earn credit in both high school and college, and the specific college credit that you can earn, it's up to 4 hours, 3 for the lecture and 1 for the lab. So during the course of the year, we'll be doing some labs, 1 for each unit, and that goes into a separate grade in the college side. For the high school side, it's all the same. I'll talk more about that in a second. There's the UT course credit that you'll get, 302K and 102M, the lecture and lab. And the statewide. So statewide, the Texas Common Course Code 1301 and 1101, your introductory algebra-based physics course. So what's it actually look like? So you have 2 sides, and each of these they're separate but kind of work together. So for the college side, you'll get a college grade, which is independent of the high school grade. So you just get a college grade, and that college grade is determined by these assignments. So you have homework problem sets. It's about 20 questions due about every 2 weeks. You have exams, which will run 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes 5 weeks. So those are unit exams. There's 8 total. You also have a final and a midterm. There's labs. We'll do 1 lab per unit. All those grades go into the college lab side. And then there's a thing called peer instruction, and this is the basic format of the class. So what this is it's a pedagogy that was developed by Dr. Mazur at Harvard University that is extremely effective in physics education. So we look at a series of questions, you make a choice, then you get to talk about it with your peers, and then you come back, you answer the question again, and then we debrief and go over what is the thinking behind it, or what is the misconception that might be there. So a lot of conceptual questions. That's just a participation grade, so like 10% of your grade. So these are all the college assignments. Now so then if we go to the high school side, that's what I'm responsible for. So the high school side, I'll take what you do in the college side and curve it to high school expectations. I also typically will grade readings, so you're expected to read before you come to class. This is not a lecture-based class. So you will not come in and listen to a bunch of lecture. You're expected to do that before class. And then the in-class learning activities, those are strictly for the high school. So in general, I don't know what this year's going to look like, but last year, just about 90% of kids passed the college course. and much a greater percentage pass the high school course. So these are two independent grades. I say that, but the high school is a little bit dependent upon the college. So it is possible to, not pass the college, but pass the high school side. The important thing here is being exposed to college expectations. For instance, these homework problem sets, when they're due, they're due. There's no late work on these. You have plenty of time to get it done. You have to start meeting deadlines. That's the idea. So that's just a basic rundown. I know that there's probably a lot more questions, and I'm more than happy to have a little one-on-one and answer questions for you. Feel free to reach out to me. My email address is mwstring. There's no E in there, so be careful, otherwise I won't get it, at episd.org. And we can schedule the meeting whenever is appropriate or convenient for you, including evenings and weekends. I try to make the class a lot of fun. Physics it's hard. It's hard to learn, but I think that if we're having a good time and we're moving through things, then students tend to do a lot better. So I encourage you to enroll in OnRamps Physics 1 for your science. And again, if you have any questions or need further information, please reach out. Thank you.